any directions or anything in a minute. Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Yes. All right. So we're just going to do just a really quick, you want me to start this, Lauren, with a little Zoom etiquette. We're so glad that you all are on tonight. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for taking time to be on. Okay, we're going to do our very best to keep everyone muted so that everyone has a really great experience on tonight. Learning from Dr. Carol Watson is going to be amazing. I am the mute master. My name is Courtney, and I'm going to be very quickly muting. So if you hear someone noise, just know Courtney's on it. I will get them muted very quickly, all right? Just know that. What else we want you to know is that if you want to show your faces, awesome. I know that Dr. Carol likes to see that interaction as well as the rest of us. We like to see your beautiful faces. However, if you're moving around, if there's fans going, or you're eating, or goodness gracious, please don't go to the restroom while you're on Zoom with us. If any of that happens, we just want to make sure your screen is turned off. You can turn your camera off by pressing stop video, all right? So you can do that. And then also, again, make sure you stay muted. If you're on a phone, sometimes it's easy to accidentally press unmute on yourself. So just be very aware of that. And if you have friends that are getting on as well and you see them get unmuted, you might just message them and let them know, we can hear you, but I'm going to try to keep everybody muted there. Let's see, if you want to have the best visual, you can put it in a different view. So right now, if you're seeing a whole bunch of boxes, this is called gallery mode, and you could put it in speaker mode. And so if you're on your computer, it'll be in the top right-hand corner of the black box on Zoom. If you are on your phone, it'll be on the bottom right-hand corner. It'll be 3 little dots. You can press that. All right. Or you can slide it screen from left to right, and that very first speaker will be the person that's talking. All right. Use the chat feature. However, while Dr. Carol is speaking, if you can hang on, because that's going to pop up on her screen and she's trying to see her slides, it would be great to hear from you in the chat box once she is done with her PowerPoint. We love to have that feedback. Lauren, did I get everything? There was one other thing Cheryl wanted me to share.
I think you got everything, didn't you?
There was one other thing. So again, if you have a fan going behind you, like an overhead ceiling fan, if you can turn your camera off, that makes everybody buffer a little bit. So we want to make sure everybody has the best experience possible. You can turn your fan off or just stop your camera just while we're going. Okay, so Lauren, if you want to play a little music for a couple of minutes while we just get everything ready.
You bet. Hang on a second. I'll bring something good. What we got?
Upbeat.
See what you got. Let's see what I got here. Hang on a second. Let me get something good and upbeat. Hang on a second. Let's do this.
I'm on an island.
There we go.
It might seem crazy.
I know that this is Carol's favorite song.
Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space.
Is this where it should be?
Like I don't care.
I know it's your song, Carol. This is your song.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Yeah. Well, give me all you got, don't hold it back. Yeah. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. Yeah. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me down. Can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down.
I'm gonna,
me down.
all right, Cheryl.
Thank you, my dear. So Lauren and all of you that have come together, Carol, everyone that we see, welcome to our Monday night Make It Happen call. And this is very special call. We certainly are celebrating many, many years of meeting on Monday night. For those of you who may be joining us for the very first time, my name is Cheryl Cortese. I'm a National Marketing Director with the Juice Plus Company. I've had that honor and privilege and prosperity and great happiness now for over 33 years and looking forward to the next 33. But our Monday night call has been going on for many of you know, over 30 years. It's always been a phone listen call. And tonight we decided to do something different. We've kind of pulled together what was our Take Action Tuesday training call and merged it. We'll do it once every 2 months with the Monday night call. So this is a new and exciting experience, hopefully for all of us, and a wonderful way to stay connected, but I feel like a great time slot to use as well, because we're used to meeting at this time. So we're going to, this evening, of course, do this through Zoom virtually and bring to you an event, an hour and a half, basically. So we're filling that same time slot, but we're going to use it to do training as well as product information this evening, both of those things in combination. Our Monday night is usually either a product call or a training call, and tonight it'll be both. We are going to start with the product, and we're going to have a wonderful speaker here with us, Dr. Carol Watson, and you're going to hear a lot about her in just a minute. She's amazing. And then for those of you who may want to stay on, if you're joining us as a customer or interested in our product, you're welcome to stay for the remainder, which will be about 30 minutes for our training call, and just see, you know, who we are and what we do and why we love what we do. So just to give you a little company background, the Juice Plus Company is this year we're celebrating 51 years. So we're a 51-year-old company. We entered the marketplace many years ago with a product I'm sure you're all familiar with today. We were actually the company that introduced smoke detectors to the population, and obviously that set the pace for just a great foundation of success. The products that followed as we diversified were water filtration and air filtration products. Again, very timely, very needed, and certainly filled a need. And then it's been almost 30 years ago, we entered the field of health technology with Juice Plus and the Juice Plus family of products. And so that's where we are today, and very happy about it. And it's a company that really does not only give a lot of support, growth, health, prosperity, but a great community as well. So for this first segment of our program, I'm going to turn it over to National Marketing Director Maura Daniels. She's going to introduce Dr. Carol Watson to you, and you're going to love this information because it's so powerful for your body. So Maura Daniels, National Marketing Director, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Hi, everybody. I am so excited that Carol is going to talk tonight, and I'm excited because she is a hero in my mind. The transformation she has made is incredible, and you're going to hear all about it. Carol's background includes her being for 18 years, a cardiac and medical intensive care nurse. What a work of the heart that is. And she shifted her focus to prevention in 1995. And since her focus is on wellness as a mission of wellness and passion, she also became a naturopathic doctor. She is amazing. She has a very supportive husband. And here's a great love story for you. Carol and Ken met online and got married eight weeks later. Now, 22 years have gone by, and they have both found their passion and their purpose. And I just love that story. So Carol started her journey in April of 2014 using Dr. Mitra Ray's Shred 10 program. And Carol, I know that's been an amazing journey for you, and we're going to hear all about it. But also, as a result, you have become a healthy body confident coach, where you help people love themselves into the body that they want. So Carol, I can't wait to hear all about this. I love your energy. I love that you're so happy all the time and you've never met a stranger in your life. And you are a wonderful Juice Plus ambassador. So take it away.
Well, thank you so much. Can everybody see my screen? Let me get this in the right mode here. There we go. Maura, am I good? You see the first
You're good.
slide there?
You're good. You were good. We got you.
Okay, excellent. So, who is hungry for health? That's the topic of my presentation this evening. One of the things that I had to switch my mindset a little bit as a recovering food addict, that I am hungrier for health than I am for my whatever that is your go-to food that you know you shouldn't eat. So I'm here tonight to help you stop shitting on yourself, because that doesn't help us at all. It just leads to shame and loathing and beating ourselves up. So we want to make this a positive, proactive talk tonight. I'm all about good nutrition, eating an abundance of foods if we choose the right food. So this talk tonight is not about deprivation, because I've discovered that deprivation does not work. And I'm also the hashtag progress, not perfection girl. So I want to reassure you that I'm not perfect either. I bet nobody here tonight is perfect. And we're all at different places in our journey. But I'm going to give you a good starting point, a midpoint, or a place to shoot for by the time that I am finished with my talk tonight. So does that sound good? We're going to get
great.
this.
Carol, you need to have the your first slide take up the whole screen. Right now we're seeing your first and second slide and the Hungry for Health slide.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing one slide, so I don't know what to do. Let's see.
Stop screen share and let's just start again.
Swap displays. Let me try that. What are you seeing now?
Same thing. Courtney, I'll let you take over. You went to slideshow, right, Carol?
Yeah, I'm just seeing my second slide right now. Oh,
Yeah.
shucks.
People can't get in. They're saying there's a limit of 300.
Hang on, we're working on that behind the scenes.
We're checking on it. It's a 1,000-person limit, but we're just trying to see. I can't do it because you've got around my computer.
Oh, you had it.
Oh, you had it, Carol.
Okay, that's all right. Yeah, we'll just start that screen share again. It's all good. And
Share.
make sure it's open to, I think it's open to that.
So when I hit, can you see my screen? I'm getting ready to hit this little presentation.
There you go, click that.
Right down here, right?
Yeah.
So I hit that and I see my first slide.
No.
And that's all,
yeah.
all I see.
So I think that what we'll do, Carol, is before you, if you'll just minimize Zoom. Sorry, guys, just hang on, intermission. If you'll just minimize your Zoom, stop screen share, minimize your Zoom and open it to, so you only see the one slide before you screen share. See if you can do that. If not, it's okay. We can still see it big.
You're still on screen share, Carol. Well, there you go.
Let
Okay.
me do that.
It's all good, y'all.
If I hit that, then the screen disappears where I can hit to actually share my screen.
Okay, and so then just click escape. And again, we'll just try this one more time. And if it doesn't work, it's okay. We got it.
Okay. So
And then go to screen share again. We love technology. Okay. So we still see it. It's okay.
Every time I hit, so there's my screen share and I'm in the presentation mode.
If click on slideshow at the top, and there should be a drop down at the top there. Do you see it? Because she's there. Yeah. We got it.
Did that do something?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Got it.
You're set. And everybody else who have people waiting, we're working on it behind the scenes. So just tell your friends to hang on. We're working on it.
Okay. Thank you so much. I apologize for the techie inconvenience. We got it. All right. Deep breath, deep cleansing breath. It's all good. All right. So here is where I wanted to start with my story tonight. Why the heck am I even on this call sharing with you this evening? Maura mentioned that I was a critical care nurse for about 20 years. I was a bedside critical care nurse. I was taking care of people that I discovered had diseases that were preventable, but I was not taught anything about prevention in nursing. So I'm on this mission to help as many people as possible avoid becoming one of these patients that I took care of in the ICU. And not even just that, but also as a family member, it's a lot of emotional distress and financial stress for a family when someone is in critical care. So I did not realize, this is me years ago, I didn't know anything about how to prevent all of this pain and suffering, y'all. I was doing what I was taught: drugs, surgery, medications, procedures, not something that I learned. At my peak, I was so unhealthy. I just assumed that my DNA was my destiny. Obesity runs in my family. My father died at the age of 56 of sudden death, which is a heart attack without any warning. My grandfather died at the age of 53 the same way. We didn't get to say goodbye to either one of them. I didn't get to say goodbye to my dad, and I never even got to meet my grandfather. And just a couple years ago, my youngest brother died at the tender age of only 51 the same way. Sudden death, heart attack in the middle of the night, absolutely no warning sign whatsoever. And we didn't get to say goodbye to our brother. And his two young teenage kids at the time did not get to say goodbye to their dad either. My mom and all of her side of the family have died of cancer. So I have cancer on one side of the family and obesity and heart disease on the other side of the family. And yes, I'm being very transparent and vulnerable here this evening. I want you to know where I was versus where I am, in hopes to give you some hope that you can transform your health wherever you are as well. So obviously I was extremely morbidly obese, over 400 pounds at my peak. This is me at about the age of 30. Dependent on multiple prescription medications. I was hot and sweaty all the time. I had horrible headaches. I was short of breath. I had insulin resistance. I just couldn't keep up. Yet I was the person who, if your heart stopped or you stopped breathing, I was the person that first responded. And again, I knew what to do to keep you alive, but I literally was destroying my own health. Again, I had really pretty much determined that my DNA was my destiny. But the good news is, how many of you have heard of the study of epigenetics? It is such good news that our DNA is not our destiny, that there are simple things that we can do to turn on the good genes while turning off the bad genes. And it has everything to do with diet and lifestyle. Diet meaning our nutritional intake, lifestyle meaning things like exercise, stress reduction, those types of things. So literally, if obesity or diabetes or breast cancer or autoimmune disorders run in your family, there's something you can do to turn off that gene to reduce your risk. Can't make any promises, but based on science, we can reduce our risk. So I'm here to share with you my story tonight of how I went from a morbidly obese, depressed, tired, and sick couch potato to a mobile, energetic, healthy body confidence coach. So fasten your seatbelts, you're in for a ride. Genes load the gun, but y'all, I'm here to tell you, I want to take away your excuses. It's our lifestyle that pulls the trigger. I want to talk to you tonight about eating an abundance of a rainbow of color of foods, mostly produce, fruits, and vegetables. We need a variety of all these beautiful colors. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just go outside and pick these things and just eat them all the time? Well, I have an aeroponic tower garden growing right here in my house, so I get to pick my greens all the time. And the tower gardens are produced by the Juice Plus company as well, by the way. But I really want to emphasize the power of all of these colors and the power of fruits and vegetables, because many doctors are finally recognizing that food really could be our best medicine if we just teach people about how to take responsibility for their own health. So my invitation to you here tonight is to go back to the pharmacy, F-A-R-M, not the drugs. We're dependent on drugs and surgery in America, overly dependent. Now, I'm not saying they don't have their place in time. They absolutely do. But wouldn't you agree that if there's something that I can do to reduce my risk, if there's something you can do to proactively reduce your risk of needing to be on a medication with a long list of side effects, wouldn't you want to do what you can to reduce your risk? That was the summation that I finally came to and started taking responsibility for my own health. Because let's face it, we are being bombarded with toxins every day, everywhere. That's why this is so important. And I'm going to share with you how and why fruits and vegetables can help detoxify your body. But first of all, why do we even need them in the first place? Think about this. The water we are drinking, the air we breathe, the carpet you're walking on, the makeup on your skin, the clothes that you're wearing, the upholstery in your car, toxins are everywhere. And where do those toxins go? They're stored in our fat cells in our body to protect our vital organs from them. So if they're being stored in our body, it seems like it would make sense that we would want to release the fat so the toxins can be released as well. So first, we have toxins on the rise in America. Second, the quality of our food has gone down. 90% of the foods we eat in America are processed. I mean, come on. 80% of the foods at the grocery store didn't exist 100 years ago. Think about how our foods have been processed, loaded with pesticides, genetically modified, emulsified, growth hormones added, artificial colors added, and trans fats added, or the fat is altered in order to prolong the shelf life of the food. And all of this is going into our body as unrecognizable food because it's not real food. So we want to talk about why real food is important versus fast food. This statistic from the magazine Circulation, 4 or more fast food meals can increase your risk of dying from heart disease by 80%. Just one meal a week increases it by 20%. And knowing that 37% of American adults are eating fast food every single day, is it any wonder that we see heart disease on the rise in America? Absolutely not. 1 in 4 people will die of heart disease. These are the current statistics. I've outlined them on your screen for you, for those of you who are, wanting to know where the source came from. 1 in 2 women and 1 in 3 men will develop cancer in their lifetime. Seriously? 1 in 3 will have diabetes by the year 2050. And you can see in the smaller print there. So 30 million Americans already have diabetes, but 88 million more are pre-diabetic. They're headed that direction. That's where we're headed in America. 1 in 5 children is obese. There's something that we can do about this. So let's talk about what we can do to reduce our risk, to reduce those numbers, to be proactive about our health, and to take self-responsibility, y'all. I am all about self-responsibility. We want to live our life by design, not by default. So we would be here until midnight if I covered all of these aspects of what you can do to gain a healthier life. So I'm going to spare you that. But tonight, what I really want to focus on is the bottom right-hand corner, where we want to eat more real food. Fruits and vegetables. That's what we want to load our bodies with. Why? Because upwards of 75% of diseases are preventable with good nutrition. And it's not just fruits and vegetables. It would be things like whole grains and nuts and seeds as well. Plants. Anything that is grown as a plant is generally very good for you. And all of these leading health authorities are now telling us, you know how many servings we need to be eating a day? 7 to 13 servings. And if you're an athlete, oh goodness, it's actually upwards of 20 servings because you're creating a lot more oxidative stress in your body. We create oxidation just with sitting here breathing. Right now, while we're sitting on this webinar here tonight, oxidation is happening in our body. If you ever thought about that term, antioxidants, we want to reduce oxidation, which is associated with aging quickly and all forms of chronic disease. So antioxidants, as found in fruits and vegetables, will slow that aging process and reduce our risk of disease as well. This is what just 5 servings looks like. So this is a self-assessment tool. How you doing? That's just 5. We need double or more every day. Variety, vine ripened, fresh, non-genetically modified, organic, and in a variety of colors. How you doing? The reason why these phytochemicals, I could just spend the whole evening talking about the importance and the value and the benefits of eating all the colors of the rainbow. You know, you think when you have a salad with some lettuce and maybe a tomato, you're doing yourself a favor. Well, yeah, that's better than a cheeseburger, but we want to add all the colors of the rainbow to our diet because they all work in a variety of ways as this arsenal, if you will, to fight disease in our bodies. These phytochemicals or phytonutrients, which are plant nutrients. You know, I like to say we're overfed and undernourished in America. We're getting plenty of calories, the macronutrients, but we're not getting enough of the micronutrients, the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, enzymes. And that's what is found in these plants. Exactly, the micronutrients. Now, I'm a girl who asks a lot of questions. In fact, I'm the kid that even all the way back in grade school, if I didn't understand something, I'm the one raising my hand asking for clarity. And I feel that in asking questions, I gain so much wisdom and clarity. And one of the things that I got really curious about is, and maybe you thought this, maybe not, but here's a thought for you. How does a blueberry know to go to work on your memory and your brain? How does broccoli know to go to the cellular level to fight cancer in your body? How does lycopene know how to go to a man's prostate to reduce his risk of prostate cancer? I mean, think about it. You hear these things about how these variety of different fruits and vegetables and the colors can help reduce certain risks of things in our bodies. That's why we need the array. Our body has innate wisdom, God-given wisdom. They know exactly where to go in our body to fight disease and reduce your risk of chronic disease of any sort. That's what these antioxidants are. They're reducing oxidation, quenching the fire of the free radicals floating around in our body. And that's why we need an abundance, not just 1 or 2 servings and a lettuce salad with iceberg and an apple. We need a lot and a variety of them, to the tune of blues and purples and greens and yellows and oranges and reds. This is the variety we need on a daily basis, y'all. Now, I know you're thinking there's no way that I'm going to eat all that color every day, but I'm a pretty smart cookie, so I figured this out. I take my vitamins. 75% of Americans take vitamins. Well, you check that vitamin label of yours, and you just see how many micronutrients are in there. Again, the vitamins and minerals. The antioxidants and enzymes aren't even listed on the bottle because they're synthetic, man-made, shellacked, and put into a capsule made in a lab. There's only about 20 or 30 vitamins or minerals. When you think about 1 whole apple, they're saying anywhere between 12 to 20,000 vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and enzymes is found in 1 whole apple. And we're trying to outsmart nature, and we're not doing a very good job of it. We need the real thing, real whole food as found in nature. In fact, much of the science is showing us now that those vitamins that most of us have been downing for many, many years, they might not be doing us any good. And oh, in fact, I am sorry to tell you, I was so sad when I heard this, they might actually be causing harm. They're creating more oxidation because they're isolated and synthetic, and the body really doesn't know what to do with them. So, okay, I'm not going to eat 15 servings of fruits and vegetables every day in that variety. My vitamin might be killing me. So I was like, okay, let's do this juicing thing. 6 years I juiced fresh, raw produce, bought the spare refrigerator, joined the co-op, spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on all of that produce for 6 years straight juicing. I call it my chop, slop, and mop routine. It's expensive, it's messy, it's inconvenient, and actually it's the only time, well, I shouldn't say the only time, but one of the few times, and especially the first few years in my marriage, that as Maura mentioned, we met online and got married within 8 weeks. I was already juicing when I met my husband. And the only fights we had there initially was over who was going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and start the chop, slop, and mop routine, because whoever juiced also got to clean it up. So it was quite a commitment on my part because I knew I wasn't getting what I needed in my diet. So by now you're like, Dr. Carol, you're taking away my vitamins. My vitamins are killing me. There's no way I'm going to eat all that variety every day, all those colors, and juicing is expensive and costly. What in the world am I to do? Dun, da, da, da. How many of you remember the Jetsons? Oh my gosh. I prayed when I was a kid that they would figure out a way to put broccoli in a capsule because I hated broccoli. I hated anything green except for frozen peas and canned spinach. I know, yuck, right? When I was a kid, that's all I liked. Now I love them all, by the way. I've been nutritionally reprogrammed with my Juice Plus. That was the answer to my prayers. Juice Plus is concentrated powder produce in a capsule to the tune of 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries. Now, even on my best days with the best of intention, I'll be honest and tell you, there's no way that I'm going to eat that variety every day. And I eat a lot of produce, I'm telling you, a lot. But that variety, that was a real challenge for me. So when my doctor first told me about Juice Plus, he's like, why don't you, hang up that juicing routine of yours? I've got an easier and more affordable solution for you that's scientifically proven. Would you be open to looking into Juice Plus? And do you know what I said? How do I get it? I didn't even ask how much it costs. It made so much sense to me, and I knew that I needed it to bridge the gap between what I was eating and what I knew I should be eating. So I don't should on myself anymore, and I don't want you to should on yourself either. And guess what? The rainbow of colors are right there. The reds and the oranges, the greens and the yellows and the blues and the purples, the rainbow of colors. It is fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsule. So my invitation to you here tonight, I'm going to share a whole lot more, but just one thing. Can you make one simple change? Can you swallow a capsule or chew a soft, yummy chewable with this variety of nutrition every day? That's my invitation for you to consider as we go through the rest of this talk here tonight. 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries picked at peak of ripeness, so there's maximum nutrition. You know, those peels and the leaves and the seeds that we normally just toss out, they're in there. Lots and lots of nutrition that we are throwing out. For example, when you peel your apple or don't eat that white pithy part of an orange, oh my gosh, that is the most loaded antioxidant portion of the orange, and that's the part most people don't even like. It's all thrown in there and juiced and dehydrated and put into a capsule or a soft chew. And for those of you who are smart and know that you are not getting what you need in your diet in the form of your omegas, we also have a plant-based omega that bypasses the toxic fish that are loaded with PCBs and potentially rancid oils, because who knows how long they've been sitting on the shelf. When I used to live in Florida, this is what convinced me one time, many years ago. I saw a shipment of fish oils literally sitting in the truck outside a health food store in about 90-degree weather in the hot sun. And I knew right away that those oils were becoming rancid. So we go straight to the algae with our plant-based omega. And the reason why I want to emphasize the omegas is because this is a beautiful blend of omegas from berries and seeds and the algae as well. And when people say, well, why do I need an omega, Dr. Carol? Here's why. Think about this. If you want a heart that ticks well, a brain that keeps you focused and functioning, joints that keep you mobile, skin that is beautiful so you can age gracefully, and eyes that you'll be able to see up until the day God calls you home, then you need some omegas. And our Juice Plus omegas are the purest form coming straight from the algae and 100% plant-based and vegan. So back to the capsules. The biggest question I get is, so what makes Juice Plus so unique or so different? Well, first of all, it's not a food. I'm sorry, first of all, it's not a vitamin. It is food. In fact, if you look, I meant to grab one of these and I forgot. If you look on the back, it actually says, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it says nutrition facts on the back of the label. A vitamin says supplement facts. This is like if you picked up broccoli at the grocery store, well, I guess broccoli wouldn't have it, but let's just say a bag of frozen peas. It would have a nutrition facts label on the package, right? Because it's food. This is food in a capsule. There's no additives. There's no genetically modified organisms in there. For those of you that's important, and it is to me. Vegan, it's kosher. It's NSF certified, which basically means that Olympic athletes can even use it. And what that means is these ingredients that are listed on the label are actually in the capsule, and what's in the capsule is listed on the label. There's no regulatory agencies over nutraceutical companies, and they're putting all sorts of fillers and preservatives and strange things that when they test them, they're finding that shouldn't be in vitamins. This maintains that highest standard NSF certification, and it is the most researched nutritional product in the world, with over 40 scientific publications now. These are just some of the hospitals and universities around the world where these studies have taken place. The company provides the product, but the hospitals and universities have to come up with their own funding. This is independent research. The company has no say on the results of whatever they find. They can publish whatever they find. And the majority of these studies, for those of you who are in the medical community, it's so important for you to have the gold standard of research, which basically means that they are double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized, crossover study. For the average Joe, I know that doesn't mean squat to you, but if you're a healthcare professional, you know this is the highest standard of research. So if you're not a healthcare professional, check into the science behind this and you will see for yourselves. You will be up until midnight looking into the research, but I want to invite you to check this out. Don't take my word for it. Let the science speak for itself. These are just some of a summary, if you will, of what the science is showing us. And this is why thousands of doctors are being attracted to Juice Plus, not just to put it in our own bodies, but to recommend it to our patients as well with confidence because of the science. Juice Plus contributes to cardiovascular wellness, all aspects of cardiovascular circulatory health. It also helps to support a healthy inflammatory response. Inflammation is linked to every form of chronic disease there is. We do not want inflammation in our bodies, y'all. You want to reduce your risk of autoimmune disease, of heart attacks, of cancer, diabetes. You want to reduce inflammation. Juice Plus is proven to actually create a healthy inflammatory response. It also contributes to healthy cholesterol and LDL, parts of that cardiovascular health. We want to make sure that we've got nice, healthy cholesterols in our body, reducing our risk of cardiovascular disease. And another one, hello, in this day and time, would you not agree that having a healthy immune system is extremely important? We want to reduce our risk of any contagion out there. Quite frankly, it has everything to do with a healthy host, or you being the host. You have optimal functioning immune system that knows what to do when it sees a foreign invader. It eats it up, spits it out, destroys it, and you don't have to worry about getting the latest thing going around. So we want to do what we can to reduce our risk. Flooding your body with concentrated powder produce to the tune of a variety of 30 plus different fruits, vegetables, and berries. How many of you know what that is? If you guessed copycat, you are correct. And the reason why I throw this in here, because I think it's really important to emphasize when we're talking about what makes Juice Plus unique, is that it stands out in the marketplace as the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world. Nobody will ever catch up with our science. So if you're a science geek like I am, get with the person that invited you and they can point you to a summary of all of the research done on Juice Plus with every single article with hyperlinks you can click on and go read all about it. And I think you'll be as impressed as I was 21 years ago when I said yes to Juice Plus. So what's happened in my health? I can tell you over 21 years, my immune system continues to get stronger and stronger and stronger. I was the kid, grew up through high school and college and well into my 30s and into 40s until I was introduced to Juice Plus with frequent bronchitis, steroids, antibiotics, and inhalers. I've even had pneumonia. I've only had bronchitis about 3 times in 21 years. So I'm not going to say you're never going to get sick taking Juice Plus, but over time, my immune system continued to improve. My sleep improved, my skin improved, and oh boy, did my energy improve because my cells are getting fed that microcirculation down to the cellular level, getting fed with kale and beets and parsley. Oh my gosh, my cells were so happy, I ended up with more energy. However, and this is where the vulnerable part of the talk comes in, even though my health was improving and I had more energy, y'all, I'd mentioned at the beginning, I was a food addict. I'm a recovering food addict. So my health was transformed with the capsules, but it wasn't until a program called the Shred 10 was introduced, and Maura mentioned it in 2014, that my health really took a huge transformation. And I not only lost weight, but I regained my health and vitality with the addition of 2 of our plant-based protein shakes. So I want to tell you a little bit about what that looked like. Because if you're like me, and I realize this is not everybody, but I was not born with the willpower gene. That's me and my little baby Tenda having a tantrum because my mama wouldn't give me more mashed potatoes. Well, I don't really know if that's true on this picture or not, but my mom did tell me that that happened a lot. So I got introduced to will and power, and they are now my best friends. And I want to show you how I created the willpower gene that I was not born with. It has everything to do with the dietary choices that we are making. We want to choose complex carbohydrates or low glycemic foods. These are the foods that have a benign or very little effect on our blood sugar versus the high glycemic or the simple carbohydrates like pastas and cereals and white breads and French fries and macaroni and cheese, sugar, candy bars, Cokes. The blood sugar spikes, and what happens? Within an hour, we get that slump. When that slump comes, y'all, that's when we reach for that addiction food, whatever it is. And I'm not just speaking to overweight gals here. Many, many, many of us, I have discovered, have that food that we know we shouldn't be eating so much of, whether it's drinking a Coca-Cola, running to the candy machine, having a fast food, grabbing for the donut, whatever that is, whether you're overweight or not. Thin does not mean healthy, y'all. Got news for you. We want to feed ourselves what they need for optimal health. And athletes, if you're an athlete, man, you want to make sure that you have a nice, even blood sugar, loading yourself with low glycemic, complex carbs. And that's how I created the willpower gene, because when your brain gets enough sugar from our food, because complex carbs turn to sugar in our body too, the low glycemic, they're still feeding us the right kind of sugar. Our brain is happy, our stomachs are happy, and mentally we don't, and physically we don't need to reach for that Coke or that donut or that fast food, whatever that is. I hope that makes sense to you, because that truly is how I created the willpower gene. And I want to tell you that these shakes were a big part of helping me create that willpower gene, because these shakes have 8 grams of fiber in a drink. Yeah. What does fiber do? Gives you a feeling of satiety, fullness. I'm happy, I'm full, I don't feel like I need more food. And plant protein, so that I can be helped be building muscle with plant protein instead of very inflammatory dairy-based shakes, which a lot of protein drinks are loaded with dairy, which creates more inflammation in our body. So this is low glycemic index. It helps to stabilize your blood sugar. It's gluten and dairy free. You can see the ingredients on your screen. I mean, my goodness, when is the last time you had a meal, much less one that you drink, that has broccoli, radish, alfalfa sprouts, chickpea powder, millet, quinoa, amaranth, pea protein, rice protein, water wash soy, and mushrooms? Probably never, unless you drink your complete shake. And this was a huge part of my journey to regaining my health. This Shred 10 program included the capsules and 1 or 2 of these plant protein shakes to help us shred the food, the toxins, and the habits that were not serving us. And you get with the person that invited you, and they can give you some of the guidelines that went along with this. But the main things that worked for me was I eliminated gluten and dairy from my diet. And oh my gosh, did my health transform. No more achy joints. I was, digestion had improved, no fuzzy brain. I was sleeping great, all from following the guidelines of this Shred 10 program. And this is just a picture of me actually, this was 2013. I started this journey on April of 2014, and this was me in July of 2019. And I pretty much maintained that goal weight because this is a sustainable lifestyle. The Shred 10 was designed for 10 days of clean eating because most people can do at least 10 days. But I decided I want to commit to this for 30 days. The 30 became 60, the 60 became 90, and now it's 7 years later. And I continue to follow these guidelines, not perfectly, hashtag progress, not perfection, but you can see on the screen the amazing improvements in my health. The two that I'm the most proud of is that I'm now kind of an athlete. I mean, I'm not really, but I like to think I am because I'm playing some sports. I never played any sports. I was always the last kid picked for the team, the fat girl, right? I know there's some of you that can relate to that. So I'm active, but what I really, really, really love is I am full of confidence because I'm doing the right thing for my body. No more shame, no more shooting on myself, because the majority of the time I am making the right choices and I allow myself grace to be imperfect rather than having to do this thing called dieting perfectly. So I don't care if you're an athlete, if you're a kid or you've got a young kid, or if you're an elderly person, or if you're in a nursing home and needing a meal replacement. This Juice Plus Complete is good for everybody. This is not a diet product. This is not a weight loss product. Weight loss is just a side effect of flooding our bodies with good things and eliminating some of the things that are taking away our health. So this is my true before and after, because at the age of 30, that's where I was over 400 pounds. And again, this was last year as well. And I'm aging gracefully, don't you think? I like to think I'm aging gracefully anyway. I want people to look at me and say, because of you, Dr. Carol, I didn't give up. That's why I'm here very vulnerably sharing this story of food addiction with you and giving you hope and resources and tools and a program that can help you if that is you. Please get with the person that invited you. And I want to share, gosh, it's hard to do it alone. Everybody needs a buddy. I don't care if it's your mom, your sister, your neighbor, or your child. Grab yourself a buddy on this journey called health, because it's tough to do it alone. And I'm very blessed to have had my husband support me, and I want to give him some credit. This was us in 2014 on a cruise, and you can see, if you look closely there, the little pudgy belly there in the blue shirt. He followed this along with me, again, not perfectly, but he's been right alongside of me. And I'm so grateful to my husband, and I want to make sure that I'm giving him credit. And by the way, he is 6'9", for those of you who have ever met him and wonder how tall he is. He's 6'9". I prayed for 41 years for a tall man, and I finally got one. So here we are, girls and boys, men and women, wherever you are, you do not have to do this perfectly. Okay, I want to make that perfectly clear. One more thing I want to get into is we do have a Family Healthy Starts program for those of you who have food fights at your table with your kids. How many of you fight over the broccoli and the spinach and the green beans and the peas and the carrots? And it's like, oh my gosh. So in a nutshell, again, details, get with whoever invited you. We got off to a little bit of a late start, so I know I'm running a little bit over. I'm going to try to wrap this up. I want you to know that we have a program with the Juice Plus company for children ages 4 through full-time college where they can get the fruits and the vegetables for free with a sponsoring adult. And all you do is you fill in a survey occasionally. And this is what some of the data from those surveys we're collecting is showing. How many of you would love to have your child taking less over-the-counter and prescription medications? 56% improvement. 66% were visiting the doctor less. This is remarkable. It's just fruits and vegetables. Food really is our best medicine. This is just a picture of me and my family and extended family who all are healthier now because I said yes to Juice Plus over 21 years ago now. January was 21 years. And I'm so grateful that not only has my health improved, but all of the people that I loved and care about as well. So where are you in your journey? Are you that person being the role model? I invite you to be that role model for your family. So if you're a note taker, I'm gonna take a sip of water. If you're a note taker, I want you to remember, if you don't remember anything else I said, I want you to think about this. If you can't read what the ingredients are on the label, if they're long words you can't pronounce, it's probably chemical and synthesized and pasteurized and processed and made in a plant, don't eat it. But if it came from a plant, I want you to eat it. If it was grown in a plant, then don't. And if it doesn't rot or sprout, I want you to throw that sucker out because it is not real food. Real food rots, period. So what could your health picture look like 30 days from now, 60 days, a year, 5 years, for me now, 7 years? I am so thankful that I said yes over 7.5 years ago now to this Shred 10 program, including the capsules and the plant shakes to help detoxify. I get the micronutrients with the capsules, the macronutrients with the complete, a feeling of satiety. I don't have to feel guilty. It's my no-brainer fast food. This could be you. And it might not be weight loss. It might be an autoimmune disorder or diabetes, or you want to reduce your risk because heart disease runs in your family. What are you doing to be proactive and to take self-responsibility? Does Juice Plus really work? I'm not telling you it's a miracle drug, but I am telling you, based on science, we can age gracefully. There is absolutely hope for you. I am the girl who brings a message of health, healing, and hope because I know what it feels like to feel hopeless. My goal for you is that the next time that you go to the doctor's office, you get a clean bill of health and he says, I don't even know what to do for you. Just keep doing what you're doing because you got a clean bill of health. That's the report that I now get. And at the age of 62, by the way, I am so much healthier at 62 than I ever was at 30. And when it's all said and done, here's my ultimate goal as a bedside nurse of 20 years, seeing people die of preventable disease, dying long deaths, prolonged with machines and drugs, family by the side. I saw way too many of that. So my goal is to live long, and when my time comes, die short, take me home. Done with life. I don't want to have anybody changing my diaper. I'm just telling you, okay? And I want that for you as well. There is nothing that even begins to compare to what I've shared with you here tonight with our Juice Plus product line. I invite you to please get back with the person who invited you here and just take that one step. You don't have to do the Shred 10 program. If that's what jazzes you, learn more about it, get plugged into the community. You'll have a lot of resources and people to support you. But if you are a person who's raising your hand saying, I'm not eating all that produce, that variety every day, all of those colors every day, absolutely. How do I get it? Get with the person that invited you. And as I really do conclude, I want to emphasize that this is not a miracle silver bullet cure. Juice Plus is just healthy plant-based nutrition in a capsule or a soft chew, concentrated powder produce to flood your body, that microcirculation with those micronutrients. And there's well over 20 years of research with over 40 scientific third-party publications to back some of these results and stories that I've shared with you here tonight. So if you are one of those people that's willing to say, yeah, it's time for me to take self-responsibility, I'm tired of putting me on the back burner, get back with whoever invited you. And I want to end it with this slide, because this slide is for those of you, man, woman, child, who have ever abused your body with food addiction. What I realized is that because now I love myself, God showed me how to love myself into the body that I want, making those healthy choices. Juice Plus and the Shred 10 was the vehicle nutritionally to help me get to where I am. But I had to come to this place of self-love and putting me at the top of my list. When we love ourselves, folks, we take care of ourselves. How many of you are so busy taking care of everybody else, but you're neglecting yourself? This is an invitation to unselfishly make you your top priority, to feed your cells what they need, because you love every cell of your body, because you are worthy by design, not by default. And because if you take better care of you, guess what? That means you'll be able to better care for others. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And if you want to learn more, get some of my healthy jumpstart tips, I've got a free fat burning series on my website. You can check it out there. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for going over.
Carol, I want to share this with the world. I mean, I'm going to share this presentation everywhere. And I just have to say, I so appreciated your vulnerability and sharing your truth with us. It was just incredible. And your core message, you are love. You are teaching us to be worthy, and you are, and you are showing us that we are valued beyond compare, that our worth is not on the scale. And I so appreciate that, Carol. Thank you. And don't you all agree that she's your hero too? Isn't she your hero?
Absolutely.
She's mine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. From you to me, Cheryl, you were so right. This was over the moon. Carol was over the moon. And I was going to pass it on to Tammy Lamison. Cheryl, is that right?
Yes, and I also, Carol, just loved it. Thank you so much. And I know everyone did. I am always, as many of us are, so grateful that this is a product that we enjoy and have enjoyed for over 30 years, but well, right at 30 years. But for the people we love, for our own health and well-being, for the people we come across. And Carol, I love the copycat picture. I thought it was a CAT scan. Right? So let's go now. We invite you, if you would like to stay on with us and see why we love what we do. I'm going to go to Tammy, who's going to share a little bit about what we're going to do next. Tammy Lamison, National Marketing Director.
Yes. Wow. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Dr. Carol. I don't know about you, but I feel like I want to go make a salad right now, a really great big salad. I know every time I hear Dr. Carol speak, I feel even more compelled to learn all I can to better my health, my family's health, especially with all that's going on around us. What a gift to be able to learn from her tonight. So Dr. Carol, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to say a huge thank you to all of you for taking time out to be on with us tonight, to be open to learning more. We're a community of people. We're moms and dads, we're grandparents, we're professionals, we're neighbors. you know, we're just those that we have a heart to serve and to help others. And we've all partnered with a company whose mission is to inspire healthy living around the world. And as a partner for 19 years, I couldn't be more proud to align myself with this product that Dr. Carol shared tonight, with this company and with this community. And I believe that there are no accidents in life. So you are here for a reason. You were invited by someone who cared enough to invite you tonight. And sometimes some of the best things in life come to us when we least expect it. So I don't know where you are in life right now. There are many that are looking for a community, some that are looking for purpose, and some that are looking for a way to contribute and to give back and to help, maybe even for another income stream, for a side gig, whatever it might be. I want to extend an invitation, what Cheryl was just talking about a second ago. So we welcome you to stay on with us if you want to hear a little bit more about the company behind what Dr. Carol was talking about, maybe who we are and what we do.